I need to know what my pronouns are going to be. They're going to be they, them, or him, or her. I don't want to get into trouble.
There's no it in pronouns.
Okay. That might be a new pronoun.
Artists have been known to add things to the dictionary, so
yeah.
so go right ahead.
A non-binary dog.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a few non-binary dogs in the world.
I think he thinks he's bisexual.
Yeah.
So,
I have no control over what's going on at the table today.
I would love it.
They've gone AWOL.
Coffee would be nice.
So,
They're going to be they, them, or him, or her. I don't want to get into trouble.
There's no it in pronouns.
Okay. I thought this might be a new pronoun.
Artists have been known to add things to the dictionary, so
yeah.
go right ahead.
A non-binary dog.
I'm sure there's a few non-binary dogs in the world.
I think he thinks he's bisexual.
Yeah.
I think a lot of animals
I think so. They don't really know what's behind.
Look at him.
What's underneath all that fur.
No,
next
exactly.
To them. Yeah.
All right, bring us in, Geraldine. Let's go.
Welcome to Beyond Survival. This is our 5th episode for season 2. I'm Geraldine, your host, Kelly, my co-host, Gizmo, and very excitingly, we have Carl Gopalkrishnan, who has returned to the table. So it's so exciting to have you.
Yeah, it's great.
Carl.
Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you for
me
taking
back.
the risk with us again.
It was very eventful last time.
It was
wasn't
very eventful. But that side view had something, a whole other dimension to it. People loved it.
Yeah. Oh, I think
Yes.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the people who did watch it did love it, so
I'm glad.
And it's
we only got
amazing.
flagged because of the politics.
It was so 2025, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're doing
We're
the
so
year.
in another dimension now.
It's just 2025. It's only like February, and you already feel like you're in another century.
Yeah.
Like things move so fast and so big. So yeah, here we are again.
Yeah, so welcome.
Oh.
And so welcome to Beyond Survival, where we bring artists, thinkers, and people to the table, and we talk about slow culture. We're moving away from navigating fast culture. We're talking to people who are slowing down, yes, in a different flow. We're really enjoying our conversations. So
Yeah, they're
welcome,
good.
Carl.
Thank you.
We're doing
Yeah.
counter-rhythm this year.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Counter-rhythm meaning everything's so fast and furious and chaotic that we need to do the opposite. The counter-rhythm to that is the monks doing the peace walk, the 108 days peace walk. That's a counter-rhythm. Laughing and dancing during protests, that's a counter-rhythm rather than being aggressive and blowing whistles and things.
Yeah.
That can invoke further kind of aggravation.
And in the theme of slow culture, as people can see, we bring people
slow.
to a table full of fairly old
Very
worldly
nice.
high. There's a new word,
I know.
Kelly.
High-tiness. I can live with that.
So Kelly,
We'll
if
put
you
that
want
one
to
in the
introduce what's on the
Okay,
table
we have
today.
had this set before. This is not a vintage set, but it is one when I was living in South Korea. It's part of the what they call hook brand. It's for South Korea. It's, I don't know, Noritake, Japan, that sort of level. It's their top thing. Anyway, Mum and Mum wanted this set, and I said, I'll pay for half and you pay for half. It's quite expensive, but beautiful. And then, so that's how this is here. Mum left that to me when she passed. This is Art Decor silver, electroplated. I think you guys have seen that before. Now, as far as the food today, this is a new cake we haven't cooked before, so hopefully it's num-nums.
It looks spectacular.
It's called ginger fluff.
Oh.
That's why
Very soft and
I
fluffy.
wanted to make it because of the name.
That's the sort of title I expect to see at an OnlyFans.
Well, as if she doesn't have enough ginger fluffiness around. So,
Tell the truth now.
you're multi-dimensional. You're a printer,
Jolly.
painter, printmaker, I should say. Do you still do printmaking? You're doing any printmaking?
I think access to equipment's a real problem in Perth.
Yeah.
We don't have, unless I'm not really a member of the Printmakers Association. It's like I don't really do printmaking often enough. It's become like a lot of things. I decided that painting is really my primary,
Yep.
but then so many other things like photography and printmaking feed into my painting and make me a better painter. And like performance art and photography and working with other people doing performances, that also feeds into my painting. So my research and immersion process, it's really quite multidimensional. There's no one door into the house.
That's good though.
It makes it more
I
interesting.
think it's all about diversity and multi-disciplines.
Look, I think the more experience you get and the older you get, you can get into habits and you can... I don't want to become a parody of myself.
God, no.
Okay, I want to keep...
I can never see that happen.
I want to keep being new. I want to keep being fresh. So having different ways into topics is a way to fool my brain and my heart and everything else sometimes. If I really care about something, I want to be able to approach it like I'm very inexperienced. And I have been painting for so long, you can get a little bit blasé about it, but so I like to enter into a topic and the painting with an assumption that I know nothing, and you learn, and then you get excited, and it's like I don't want to get into a moment where I'm not learning and I'm just recreating. That's why I think a lot of my paintings are quite different, even though in one collection there'll be different approaches in a body of work.
Yes.
And I think commercial galleries and the way the public and the way galleries and curators work, and I think artists work to curators and galleries and big collectors.
Yeah, unfortunately, so.
Yeah, so they don't necessarily follow their heart so much as they know, okay, they want, if I'm going to sell to a
if
company,
they want to get into a particular gallery, they
or
can't
a collection or an institution, I'll go really big, or I'll do this and I'll do 8 versions and call it a series. Oh, the cup falls down off my hand to the ground, and they'll just stretch that stupid concept from the cup from your hand to the ground across 8 canvases. And everyone will go, oh, it's got continuity. There's one idea across that. And I remember once when there was a National Arts Touring funding thing, and they come in, everyone does a pitch, and that was like about 8 years ago. I thought, oh, I've never done that, I'll try, because I'm unfunded. Been unfunded in my fine art career all my life. And I said, I'll have a go. Look, I never do this, I'll have a go. And I went there, and the curator, you show them your work, you bring some paintings in. And really, the guy was going, oh yes, there's so many good ideas, but there's too many ideas in your painting. It's the problem. And they can't read it. People can't read it. Again, my problem, not the viewer or the gallery or anyone else. Why don't you just take 1 or 2 and stretch them across a series of canvases and make it bigger? Because buyers actually had all those things I just said to me. And I came away thinking, okay, so you want me to think like a formula from the beginning? You want me to set the parameters set by buyers or collectors or institutions from the beginning? So you're setting where my imagination is going to walk onto. And I felt a bit colonised, to be quite frank. And it takes the excitement away from it.
I've seen your work over 30 years. I've been to quite a few of your exhibitions. I think I've been to probably just about every exhibition. And it's always changing.
It's changing.
And it's always a dialogue, and it's always there. I do find it readable. It's intriguing because there's symbolism in there that it takes a bit of deciphering, a bit of coding in a way, or decoding.
Yeah, but it's not there to sort out, oh, are you too dumb to read my painting? It's not even about that.
That's why I enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, so, I can tell that's what the curator was trying to tell me. You don't want to make the buyer feel too dumb. I'm going, if you're awed by a work, shouldn't you feel really there's so much to look for and there's so much to read? And if you have a lot of language and symbols and stories, to me that means that you're never going to get bored of that artwork across the decades. So you'll always... Even if it's a picture of a vase, it's going to look different according to where you are as you change as a viewer.
How you see it.
Yeah. So I think that's no different whether I've got a lot of complex stories at play. But if you're not a complex person, you're just going to latch on to 1 or 2 parts of it and it will have meaning to you. So what's with the bullshit? Sorry.
Can I ask, before you ask another question, can I just ask a question in relationship to that? Have you ever taken what you do and appropriated vacant spaces?
Yeah, not vacant spaces, but I did the first 2013. It's been a long time since I did a solo, and that was a big warehousey art space. Yeah, and it was Smart Space, Ricardo, and it was quite raw. He literally had to build in a toilet for the exhibition.
I'm talking about more a lot of the performance artists and non-joking hit artists that we know, hang out with. They, many times over, will appropriate non-gallery spaces. Like the Biennale, right? The Istanbul Biennale, we got all the carriages, 42 carriages in, and turned them into gallery space. They would not remove the chair, so we had to, as artists, improvise and
That's full-on performance art, though. I wouldn't describe myself as a full-on performance artist. I integrate parts of it, but because I try and centre my painting, it's where everything is going to come out, really. Unless I'm doing a collaboration, which I did 2 years ago, where the photographer, I'm happy for them, they can't own the copyright
that's
on it.
what I wanted to talk to you about today, because I remember I put that, last time I put out that, who's Carl?
Yeah.
Because
Man of mystery.
And it got a lot of hits, like 30,000 kind of views, just because,
nice.
and all it was just a screenshot with that tagline. But because I myself was asking that question, who are you in that space? Because I found it quite fascinating and new compared to the rest of your work, the rest of your body of work. And I'm wondering where and if you're going to take that even further or anywhere else.
I'm unsure about the question.
Okay, so what I see as your performance space is when you did that photo shoot.
That wasn't necessarily a performance thing.
It could be.
Yeah, it could have been. Look, it was. I went for headshots because I needed some new headshots. It's a photographer I had done creative work with before, where I did performance stuff, like in 2024. Juliet Scott. She's
Amazing
so cool.
photographer.
She's amazing. She's so amazing.
Julia Scott, come talk to us.
Yeah, she should. And she's a really nice, decent, really warm-hearted person.
She has a beautiful eye.
She does. She's very particular.
Yeah, but she can see you.
She can.
Yeah. And
She
that's
can
it.
yeah.
When you look at her images that she created within that whole costume performance space, you could see she could see you.
Yeah,
As a
absolutely.
viewer, looking at those images.
You didn't post the ones I did for Vela in the magazine in London, where I basically did
No,
characters
because I deleted it
completely.
for this episode.
Yeah, so that's really different. So you're talking about what I consider to be fashion headshots.
And they're not to me, they look like performance.
They still are. Every time I go and I'm Carl Gopalkrishnan the artist, and there's so many different parts of my life,
Yeah.
I've learned how to perform that over nearly 2 decades now. And it's been very hard for me because I was very anti that to start with.
Oh,
probably
why?
like maybe 20
Why?
years.
Why?
Yeah, curious too.
Because I did an oral history and I talked about how I started off my life probably with not a very good self-esteem and a lot of confidence and being myself. I think I've grown and done much better with that now. I like myself, I am myself. Yeah, that's right. But that's not how I was for a long time. And I was very frightened of doing media. And like I for my first 2006, I think I jumped back into my third solo exhibition after having a 10-year break nearly. And I ended up having to do radio, and I was so stressed about that. So stressed, so anxious. It's unbelievable the anxiety
I've been there.
Live. Oh, can you record it? No, it's live. I went, and I ended up having to take an antihistamine and a few gulp and a bit of gin and tonic.
A bit of gummy bears? Any gummy
No, a
bears
bit of gin. You know how people got high in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh, is this a kids show?
I definitely tick the one that says 18 plus.
Okay, good. And I'd turn up and I'd be know that at least I could get it out. And I would over prepare my notes, and then when you got in there and live, time goes so quick that you just didn't get like 1/5 of the points you wanted to get done. And that was my first experience of doing community radio at RTR FM, and so that was I think I made myself do it. And then I decided I would make myself do it, and I think I've gotten better at it gradually until I forget where I am now, which is good, and I can just be myself.
Yeah.
But that's scary. If you're kind of a
self-promotion side of
the self-promotion side of it, and it would always be, I think I always thought, why can't I just look at the damn painting? Just look at it. Why do you need me to tell you about it? So that was my attitude.
By nature, they're curious.
Of course they are. And I have a lot of respect for my people who view my work and appreciate what I do, and I have less bias now. But artists go up and down, but I do appreciate people who spend money on my work. It's just it's a trust thing when
Well,
they buy you.
I'm going to just coming from one artist to another instead of us sitting there and having just a normal chat. I would love to see you do more work or push the boundaries on those photographs I was talking about as a performance possibility.
I'm working on something at the moment.
Oh, there you go.
But I was working. I wanted to work with my niece who does quite a bit of photography. She's actually just graduated as an electrical engineer, and she's available for employment now. There's so few women.
Shout out!
There are so few young women doing electrical engineering, and she's so grounded and wonderful at what she does. Sorry, a bit of advertising.
And she's also a bit creative on the sounds of it.
She's very creative. She plays classical guitar.
Also a bonus.
Oh.
And I think she's a really natural musician and songwriter.
Wow.
When she was 9 years old, 8 years old, she wrote a song called 7 or 8. She wrote a song and it was called Billy Eats His Underwear.
Oh.
It's so cute. And I recorded it and I gave it to her the other day and I thought, I always thought
We have to play that. You have to supply it.
It's so good.
You have to send it to me.
So
and I have to play it.
So for a long time.
Billy, that boy over there who eats his underwear. No matter how many times he does it, he doesn't care. Oh, he eats his underwear. When he passes one on the loo, he eats his underwear. Number 1, number 2, he eats his underwear. Poor Billy in that dreadful square, he eats his underwear.
I think the lyrics are really clever. Okay, maybe I'm just overly proud uncle, but and then I thought, wow, she's gonna win a Grammy, and then maybe she'll take me to the Grammy Award. And of course, she ended up becoming really smart technically and deciding she wanted to do electrical engineering, and obviously wants real money because she's seen my life as an artist, and it's quite hard.
Yes. You did policy writing for
shouldn't
many
talk
years,
too much
so-
about it. She's really private and personal, and I you know what, young people, I don't like speaking about them, but yeah, no, I was talking about the performance stuff.
Yeah.
I actually did her in a series of photographs in 2005 for my 2006 exhibition, which was Sedition and Other Bedtime Stories. And I called the series Sedition and Other Bedtime Stories. And that was about the Counterterrorism 2005 Act and this issue of sedition clause.
Very appropriate for today's time in
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah. And I dressed her up like an 18th century little girl with a big red wig. She was like 8 years old at the time. And got her parents' permission, so that was all cool. And she was great in performing that. And I just used cardboard and black marker and created the Twin Towers and then just stuck them together with sticky tape. And I got a toy gun and I spray painted it black until it looked really realistic.
Yeah.
Like it was $2.50 or something from
Yeah.
the $2 Red Dot store. And really it was all about walking around in a paper plane. And it was about that whole mythology of the post 9/11 and it was about the war on terror. So that was performance, but I was the photographer.
That sounds very much an all-inclusive sort of performance space because
I was directing
you're not just directing it, but you're also performing in it in a strange way. Even though you're setting the
my concept.
you're
onto
setting the
it.
scenes.
Yeah,
You're recording
and working with a young
Yeah.
child. I needed to really talk to her about. And the whole exhibition was about. It evolved from conversations with my nephew and niece, who were like 8 and 12 at the time, maybe, and they were commenting on the tense nature. I know we're going through horrible times now, but we've always gone through horrible times.
There's always
It's
been
that-
horrible times.
so
It's
this
just on
was-
steroids around the world at the moment. That's all.
But
it's always
9/11
been
was
there.
steroids. 9/11 was
I know,
steroids
but
as
you know
well.
what, Carl? I think a lot of that stuff has been in existence. What we're
Yeah.
seeing on the surface now it's always been there.
Yeah.
But now, what's happened is that, in a strange way, the underbelly has been exposed because of the whole... What does F47 call it? I don't know. That he has a whole thing...
Try and tune
Syndrome. F47 syndrome. That's how he refers to it himself. But what that has done is given that permission for all those who've been hiding their violence, hiding their anger, hiding their racism, etc., gave them a platform to come out loud and proud. Their version of loud and proud, right? That's the truth. They really believe what they think. They really believe that it would be a better world if everybody would just follow their rules. And now they've been given permission, both at that kind of grassroots level and the highest insane deep state cabal. It turns out it's them. We know that now. And I think in a strange way that's a positive thing.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
understand what you're
exposes the underbelly. Guess what? We know who they are now. We know what you think. We can actually approach that. We can actually have the conversation with you even if that seems tumultuous at times to do.
Except that there is a lot of... I've spoken about this in different interviews in the past. If you... the arts tends to gets shoved in. I don't think all of us fit the mould, but we all get pushed into this sort of progressive left-wing environment, okay? And so speaking within that, as we all are, I would say that I've been very uncomfortable with that. Full stop. And then I started talking to people overseas, and then I found they just accepted what I... They accepted... It's not that my diverse background and identity isn't important, but there are other parts. And once you get past that lens, I would hope you would talk about the story I have in the canvas. Like I've been da-da-da-da-da-da, and then there's a story happening, and then you focus on what the painting is trying to say.
And the point of an artist's journey is to be in a state of constant evolution.
Exactly. But I think in Australia they really want to pin us down if we're not white. They really want to pin us down.
Yeah. They're more progressive in Europe and that sort of thing with that. That was my experience of being in Europe, is like we're about 10, 20 years behind in the conceptual kind of thinking. However, it still exists because you still have the establishment side of the arts that wants to control the monetary space of it.
I've never done that.
Once you leave that behind and you go, you know what, I'm just going to do me.
I'm just going to do me, and I'm going to do what I'm interested in.
And if it has the space, if it doesn't, you find your own space. There's plenty of... That's when I was talking about appropriating spaces, which is what we do and did and still do.
And because I have to make the effort to get to know different people who are different to me, I bring something into my work. It makes my art and my painting different because I can't be comfortable and go, this Carl thing, take it or leave me. I have to go, okay, I want them to understand. They don't understand, take it or leave it, Carl. I want them to understand. So I'm going to have to work harder, learn a new language, not change myself, but to communicate who I really am. And that's why I think it's so important for artists not to live in a bubble and to be uncomfortable and not to be afraid of criticism.
Yep.
And some people would go, oh, you're just a bad artist. I'm going, that's really... I don't know what to say about that. And then, oh, you're brilliant, you're a great artist. I'm going, well, I don't know about that either.
No, you're...
Do I have to be one
it's
of
like
the
people
other?
call artist genius.
I think,
I can't stand it.
No, that's
it's no
rubbish
purpose.
as well. It's like, I am an artist, and my name is Carl, and this is what I do. And if you feel like my kind of thing and it makes you feel good, then that's for you.
I think your work, you are having a conversation with your viewer, and that's really strong to me. I've got some of your work in my home, and I know when people come into my home and they notice artworks, often people have pointed to some of your work and to what's going on there because they know. And I've got a little bit of the quantum series, which I really loved, where you were exploring science.
Look, a lot of my work is about how we see things and how stories... The stories we tell ourselves, which then get filtered into the world. And when there's a big agreement in the world about what a story is, and that becomes our reality.
Ever revisit, like 10 or 20 years later, that same story and see if the storyline has changed for you by looking at that same...
Yeah, I have. Like, I've got a different website now, so I have to go back and transfer all that material over, which is tedious. If you didn't want to spend the money, you did it yourself.
Yeah.
And so I've had to relook at the art, and for some reason I get interviewed a lot.
I think it's good that you did it yourself. You know why?
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole nother art process project in itself, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You revisit your own story, rewrite it.
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do every time I go back and change the webpage.
I've done a lot of interviews with people over, especially the last 20 years, so I've been rereading the interviews that people's, and at one point I really liked Hillary Clinton, and I did a big kind of thing, and I was looking at really the war on terror, post 9/11. We're all being given this incredible narrative that a lot of us didn't really agree with. And we could see that it was quite racist and Islamophobic as well. So I'm looking at like the information warfare. So I think that's when information warfare really started to kick in. Very important part of my work.
Yeah.
How you tell stories, what you... And with that, again, the research, I wanted to hear it from a physicist. It was really hard, so I wrote all these quantum physicists, which is a real challenge.
Yeah.
And again, none of the Australians wanted to have an open mind. And I ended up talking... I ended up talking by email to this amazing guy at the University of Austria. And Kathla Bruckner. And he was so helpful, and he said, "You're an artist, cool." And then you add that layer. I think it was Paul Keating who called Australia the arts end of the world for visual arts.
He probably was right at that time.
Well, he's still right about that time. I'm sorry.
He did. I'm with you on that one. You know that.
Yeah.
But I keep screaming here to all those that are on the establishment side. No, you're not getting it. You are missing the people at the ground level who are doing the real work.
Yeah.
You are still focused on what the academic, the establishment, what they
want
want.
A thesis.
And you know what? That's 10 years
work.
behind.
Yeah.
15 years behind what Europe has already been doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's just the truth.
Yeah. So what I'm talking about in the arts is an extension of government. It's an extension of government because these arts bodies today simply talk like government. And I would say, having worked for many years for multicultural peak organisations at the highest level in Australia, they also do the same thing. They want to say what's important, but they are so trapped in using the language of government, they end up only saying what government wants them to say. Multicultural people have also, the problem with multiculturalism that people are rejecting today, and the multicultural communities are also rejecting it, it's that it's also a way of co-opting certain people in those communities and converting them to their agendas and getting them to use are they comfortable using the language? Have they been educated enough in the right places? Do they look right enough? Do they agree often enough? And if you agree and use certain languages, it can change the colour of your skin overnight.
Yeah.
Okay? And
Can I be controversial? Are they colonised enough?
yeah, and I
Our
think
favourite little mantra here is...
And I think that's what you find when you work in the multicultural sector and multicultural policy at a very high level in Australia. And don't get me wrong, there's some great people in it. And there is a lot of sincerity in it, but there's a hardcore politics behind that.
And but it's
I mean,
also...
you can meet people who are on the opposite side of the fence in thinking and belief systems, but still they're good people. It's not that they're not good people.
It's about awareness, basically. People are aware or
and
not.
Opinion. Yeah. Everybody has their own version of what they believe.
If you are not
and how
hearing,
they see things.
If you are not hearing or seeing, like we know in film, and if you are not seeing people that look like you, then you don't, and you are, say you are, whatever, an Asian male watching 70s Australian television, and you don't see a single Asian male or an Indigenous woman who doesn't see, or if they do, those roles are tokenistic, and so you're not seeing yourself in
that's what
civic society.
And I'll bring that back to my art. Yeah, I'll bring that back into my art because over the years, I've not just, it didn't come from me, but people, in the end I gave into it, calling myself like a civilian war artist. In other words, when you say civilian in terms of global conflict, it tends to mean not white. Okay? Yeah. And if you look at the majority of officially sanctioned war artists, they tend to be very white in this country.
Yes.
Okay, so that's just the way it is. And if you look at the military, have a huge problem in Australia of being culturally diverse. So same thing with police. So our sanctioned violence in Australia is basically by employers who have massive diversity problems. So when violence is enacted, it is enacted by a body, an organisation where well over 90%, it's the culturally diverse people in it who are going to be having that license to practice violence are very small. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's just that principle can be applied in many different ways. So how do I do it in my art? That's really when I talk about seeing. You can't just talk in race terms.
No,
because a very highly placed multicultural person or people of Asian, African, Middle Eastern, whatever, will bring their own language to it. And if they've decided that they're happy that this is the way to view, then they're not actually challenging anything. So you can't say it's just like a white lens because there's different people.
No, I would like to see more of a lens of humanity.
It's a lens, exactly. Yeah. But it's also a tribal way of thinking. Yeah. So I think with my work, it requires, like I tell a lot of different stories and I use a lot of different symbolism. And quite often it's from different cultures, it's from different cultural products. It could be movies from different eras, it could be ancient religious texts and omens and stuff, like symbolic religious superstitious stuff, which I'm quite fascinated by, and those symbols will go in as well. Yeah, so like most people don't take the time to ask about that and what does it mean, and they're not going to read the little thing.
I read all about that.
Yeah, so I don't think that, so I think my stuff is quite textual in a way. And it wouldn't be too inaccurate to say you view my work, but you also read it. And I do ask the viewer to develop a literacy of...
It's definitely not a one-liner.
Yeah, but...
and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There's, for those who... Look, there's 1,000 different, millions, zillion, infinite amount of different ways to see. And we all change the way we see depending on the experiences we have on a daily basis. So the way I might see today, something might happen tonight that changes that perspective on a dime as in being the opposite the next day. It can happen that quickly, I believe.
Yeah.
When I look at your paintings and the content of your paintings, I see all other storytelling, but in particular yours is definitely a storytelling journey. You can look at that painting again and again, and you find, there's another piece of the puzzle. There's another storyline that he started over here.
And different relationships between different elements that you might
That's what I said. You can see the links, but multiple stories within one canvas is the way I would describe your work, that from my perspective.
Yeah.
When I'm looking at it from an artist kind of who does...
At least you're looking at it, which is good.
Yeah. No, why?
You put a huge body of work together, and it's...
It is. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you're asking, as you look back and you're cleaning up your website, you go, wow, gee, I've been doing this a long time. Why did I do it? Why did you do it? And what happens is it's clearly a story of a person. And it's not that I'm not that person, but after 40 years, you actually observe yourself like you're somebody else.
Yeah, and you evolve. That's the point. Hopefully you evolve. And that's what you want,
well,
right?
yeah, but also you're not that person 24/7. Yeah. Like, it's a very particular mindset. Yeah. And I think I was joking and I said I think if I showed that level of complexity, if I was dating, I'd never get laid.
And if you're living in that space, like 98% of the time, like some artists you will end up being crazy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. 100%. And you do need to... You were asking me before, what do I do to ground myself?
Yeah. What's your activism?
It's so important to take breaks. I think I'm fully aware that not only are you reading it as fairly complex, it is quite complex and dense to do it. I really put myself and my body and my mind under strain to do it. And I haven't painted for years since I did my Gaza trilogy. I've been having a break because I did exactly the same process and it just burned me.
Yeah. But what you're doing...
I love the paintings, but they burn me.
But Carl, I think what you're doing at the moment with this kind of... I know you don't see it yet as performance, but there's something in that's very interesting to me anyway when I look at what you have done in the past.
The performance. I didn't finish finishing one. Okay, so I started talking about my niece and I started plugging her in and I forgot, look, she's a photographer and I'd love to. I'm happy to work with other photographers because she's trying to find time. I don't know if any photographers out there want to work with me, great. But I have a storyline which I began in 2011 when I was doing Judy Garland, and it was, I'd used the Wizard of Oz and whatever. So it was the reincarnation of the Tin Man. And it was about the return. It was really an AI in the voice before we even had a language for it. And I want to explore the spirituality of that. So I wanted to bring that character back because I'd written a thought experiment. So sometimes I'll write a story, a fictional story, and I'm actually painting the fictional story, but I authored it.
Yeah.
So I authored this story is
now
really
we're getting into substance here.
When people look at my visual diary, it's not really a visual diary, it's a journal. I'm writing. It might be a few drawings, but it's mostly writing. And then I come to the work after that.
Oh, the resurrection of the Tin Man. So that's
I like that.
Yeah, so I talked about that in an interview in America in 2011, and then I left it, now brought it back, and I've centered that in the new work. And I have a performance that I want to develop where I play the android, I play the robot, I play the whatever.
I like that.
And I'm playing out as part of my story. So it has a backstory, an end and a goal, there's a whole thing about this character, which is quite messianic.
I see a whole show.
It's like a thing. And I just want to perform that. And I bought the wig and whatever. So it's not like the Vela article where I played 5 characters and they wanted me to look into William Blake's poetry and see where is God in that. And for some reason, when I asked where is God in those photographs that Juliet took of me, my mind went back to the 80s and the AIDS crisis, which I came out at the beginning of the AIDS crisis. So a lot of the people so 15 years, 16 years old, I come out, it's unsafe, it's a dangerous time, we're running from police, and I make all these close friendships, and within 10 years they're all dead. So it was a difficult way to introduction to the world. Oh, what is this world? That not only don't want me, but I have these close
Trauma
friendships
in
and
itself.
fairly trauma. So that was one way of doing the performance. And this time it's one character, and it's my backstory, which I have carried for 12 years now. And I want to bring, that's what I'm saying, 12 years ago I write it, I have a break, it changes, society changes, it's now AI.
No, I love that.
I'm going to perform it differently now than when I was 2011.
Yeah.
And then, yes, it will definitely lead into, I think the photos from that will lead into new canvases.
Yeah, I can. I'm looking but I'm really looking forward to that story being expanded.
I really want to do
that.
Yeah.
I can actually see how all those things come
They
together.
do. It's a
and it may not
continuation.
be like, it may not be the prescriptive sort of, oh, here's the canvas, paint on the canvas. You might find it goes into a whole other.
And it simply reinforces, I'm so glad I didn't go to art school, I'm so glad I didn't have the whole modernist thing and the whole way of thinking in linearity, in a linear professionalised way, where they've over-professionalised. I understand we're professional, but they've tried to internally professionalise what it is to be an artist, and so all the dangerous, risky, crazy stuff.
Look, they like a
it's not
prescription.
appropriate now.
No, they like to give you a prescription and say, look, this is a performative stuff.
I might go have a cigarette and do a few things.
Let's have a little break.
Well, no.
Okay. Yes.
Ooh, I'm very sad for you.
Yeah.
But
I followed the Jackie Kennedy school. I don't tell people you have a cigarette in here.
You've just told the world.
Nobody knows.
I'm trying to quit.
Counterism. Okay, everyone.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
They're all too scared to cut the cake because it's too high.
Yeah,
for
we
them.
I feel like can we do a selfie before you cut the cake or with the cake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how does this work?
You got to come
Oh.
closer.
I got to come closer.
Come closer. Come closer.
We're always asking people to pivot.
Come sit on Geraldine's lap, or you can stand behind us. Whatever works for you
Oh.
best.
I don't think I can.
You don't think you can move that far?
No, he
I'm gonna
doesn't
have
want
to-
to sit on my lap.
All right.
So
So
agile.
so
for
as
such
I-
a young man.
there we are.
Can't help being so good looking. Can you?
Of course you can cut
The
it.
fluffy cake
It's
is
a
the
flute
easiest.
cake.
Actually, a fluff cake.
It's a
Fluff.
flute.
Yeah.
Means
It's a
it's more
fluff
like
cake.
souffle
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
density.
let's
The way of
see.
saying
Yeah. Oh my
fluffy
goodness.
in
Well, it's
old
like-
English or something.
No, instead of saying fluffy, you say flute.
All right, Carl. I know you don't want a piece
Oh,
this big, but tough bickies. I can't cut it thinner.
Quite huge. I don't know if I can eat it all, but I'll have a nibble.
You can always take it home.
Gizmo would like some.
Oh, quick, 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 quick.
Well
Ta-da!
done.
We did it, we did it, we did it.
Everything.
Geraldine's next.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly.
And then Stephanie.
This is lunch, actually.
Oh yeah.
Did I have breakfast? I did have.
I feel like we should have had a bigger knife.
So
Oh my
what
God,
you
did you
need
get any-
you need more
Hang
art,
on.
don't
Oh,
you?
oh,
You need more
oh,
art
oh.
talk.
Okay.
I can
Well, that's
talk
what's
lots
to
of
talk
art.
a bit more about what your writing. That's where I was
Yeah.
going to go.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh, that's massive.
Oh,
I know, but you can't cut it thinner
we
than that,
don't have
Steph.
forks to. We've got. We've
Spoon.
only got spoons.
Oh my
Not
gosh,
the
Geraldine,
forks.
stop being fussy.
How are you going to eat the cake without
I've got a
fork?
fork.
What about
It isn't
me?
fair.
Fussy now.
I don't give a shit, so just eat your
Oh
cake.
my god!
Can't you see? It's so hard to eat with a spoon.
I
What
don't
about me?
care.
What about me?
Kelly, it's good.
And if you tell me I'm bringing the wrong fork,
Is that made out of butter or
Which
Cream
one?
cheese.
cream cheese?
Yeah, it's
But- oh,
cream
no, there is
cheese,
butter, cream cheese.
sugar,
I know,
vanilla
Gizzy.
Is it a
paste,
frosting
butter.
recipe?
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a great
Oh, thank
recipe.
you.
It is a great one,
see, you
isn't
can't
it?
eat it with your spoon.
Well, no, but throw it in elegant.
All right, let's put that back on now because of the flies that are already attacking it.
I don't think
You might need to
we
move that.
can't talk about slow, fast culture
No,
and
it's
eat
got-
with a spoon.
Yeah, I've got
take
it.
with a
Don't
spoon,
sweat
really.
it.
You make me nervous, Stephanie.
Why?
Because you make me feel. Gotta hurry up.
Well, you do.
But I'm not. I'm slow culture. You're fast culture. Told you, road runner. All right. What's it like, guys? Does it taste good?
Just beautiful.
Oh.
Alrighty. I'm going in.
Almost like a bread. Do you know what I mean? It's got a...
I like
It's
it.
weird.
It's I like it because it's more that lighter kind of instead of really dense.
Yeah.
And I like the flavour of the ginger with the
But
cinnamon.
this doesn't have flour in it.
No, that's it.
What is it?
It's not. Didn't it have cornflour?
I've discovered an amazing
Oh, I really like
gluten-free
this.
sponge, and it
Oh, yeah.
3 recipes: egg, sugar, potato starch.
Oh.
On what?
Potato starch.
Okay.
Fluffy as any sponge you're gonna get. Wow.
I mean, it's great.
The ginger works really.
Yeah, and that ginger with the sweetness and the cinnamon.
You
It's
did put
great.
a lot of content in there
Yeah.
with us. As in, there was a lot to think and process, and yeah, and you're pushing the dial by you're talking about thinking and concepts that are more constructive, but you always do it in a genuine and kind of a calm way. That's the way you come across, certainly in your writing and speaking.
I don't know how I would call it calm.
I don't know. I find it.
I don't know how to call it calm either. I try and.
I
There
think
is a bit where I try
I
and.
think
no,
it's more, I think what the
tone
word
it down,
would
tone
be
it
is
down.
measured.
Measured. That's the
Measured.
word.
It's not
yeah.
calm. There's a little bit of chaos, but it's very measured chaos.
And
that's-
I am trying to communicate.
That's very doable.
I don't want to. I don't
No.
want to blow
Yes.
people out.
And you're very good at that. And I think that's what people connected with Carl last time. I think that they felt that, first of all, the authenticity, the measured delivery of the complex issues that you were talking about. It made it
That's-
consumable. People could hear what you were saying because you were speaking into it still from academic kind of knowledge and terms, but the way that you spoke into it, you didn't have to be an academic to understand what you were saying. No, but you
But,
speak in academic terms often, in
Because I do so
theoretical,
much
in
research,
theoretical
I have to read
terms.
So much that it,
Yeah, of course, in theoretical terms. And it's normal and it's okay, and you deliver it in a very measured way, which is consumable. Stackable, snackable.
But I don't. I sort of see
I'm
myself.
going to give my personal space for a moment. Have you noticed it, Steph?
Ah, Geraldine!
It's just my personal space has been a little bit invaded. And then I've got Gizzy in the back
I'm
pushing
going to
me
give you some
forward.
advice. Never go to India and stay in an ashram.
I feel like my sense of self is being really invaded.
Because
you
it's
know?
like, that even, I'm pretty good with personal
I'm being
space, right?
colonised by my
Being
podcast.
invaded. But even I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
With being in India, being ashram, everyone's literally almost sitting, not like sitting on you. There was never not touching.
Yeah.
And they would look at you.
You notice
If you say, can you just lean back a little bit? Don't lean into me. You'd be sitting in Darshan Hall and be cross-legged. And they would look at you like, you're crazy. Oh, this woman's crazy. What's
I noticed
wrong
that. I noticed how.
Personal space is so different in different cities and different.
No, I just said, I come from Australia.
But I
You go to
noticed that we
spaces.
do. And if you go into the supermarket,
And I think that's part of all the problem that we're talking about here is that Australians' version of space, while we love
I'm
it,
Australian, okay?
it's made us a really bad.
This is the boundary.
Yeah, we're really bad at accepting people close. And I think the nature of if you're talking about an Australian value, one of the values is we have it also means we're really difficult. We have difficulty with intimacy. I think that's a very Australian thing to be intimate with another person because it requires going against this idea. Why be intimate when you can be on opposite ends of the farm or the field or
Right,
the
you don't actually deal
you don't
with one
actually
another.
have to. Yeah, you can disappear.
But I do think there's a place for both. Because
Of course there is.
Obviously, I went
Reasonable.
many times to India, and then there is no personal space. And then I lived in South Korea for 2.5 years. Again, not a lot of personal space. And I was really surprised. It didn't take me too long to become
socialised.
integrated and fine with it.
I think get used to anything. But like I said, I think the nature of Mind you, like you said, you started off the conversation saying everyone's a bit antsy at the moment. It didn't stop. Everyone's feeling the same thing at the same time in every bit of the country. So maybe this
I know, that was pretty universal. That was universal.
Yeah.
There was social cohesion.
I'm so
There you go.
disappointed in our government right now.
But at the same time,
I imagine everyone
these
in
sorts of
Australia
things-
is.
These things do.
I reckon it's
snap
90%.
lock.
I reckon 90% of the population will be very,
And I
very
wish those
upset.
90%
I'm not sure.
would write
Yeah.
a letter
Yes.
to the Prime Minister
Yes.
or the Defence
Can you
Minister
imagine
or whatever.
if
Just
every Australian over the age of
every
18 wrote a
single
letter?
Australian. I'd like to introduce something called National Letter Writing Day.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can we have a letter, you know?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that, everyone.
Yeah.
All you artists, thinkers, philosophers out there, that's probably who all that listens to us. Let's do it. Let's do a movement. No, I'm damn serious.
I love it.
I'm going to put this out there. Let's do, as Australians, as our way of protesting, let's do a letter to our government saying it is not okay.
Or well, however you want to.
However you want to say
And
it.
about whatever you want to say. There's one day of the year where you literally get time off work to sit down and write a letter to your country.
Or you
And
want
you
a
don't-
national day.
National Day. I'm not joking.
I didn't realise you actually want a national day. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, but we can work.
It'll be really, really hard. It'll be very hard. And most of the people would go, can't I do an email? Can I do a video on WhatsApp?
No, you got to handwrite a letter.
Probably have to allow
You
them.
can
It'll be
handwrite it,
disability
guys, and you
friendly
can
as well.
film yourself handwriting it and then post
I'm
it to
seeing some
Instagram or
problems
wherever it
with
is
this
that you want to
concept
post
already.
it, right?
I'm already
Right? Carl, be with me on this one. Handwrite it.
I
Film
do
yourself handwriting
appreciate.
it
I appreciate
and
these
post
days
that.
people send me little short videos and like sound audio.
Yep.
It's okay. I don't take it offensively.
I don't take it offensively either, but I'm saying you can.
I'm saying it as
What
a
a
joke,
beautiful
really.
space.
It's okay. It's not 100%.
Because it's bringing the old and the new
I know.
together.
It's on.
This is, I'm gone, I'm to a concept now. Old and new together, love old and new together. Handwrite the letter, record yourself writing it, and then post it to the whatever social.
And you know
Film
what-
yourself writing it, and then post it to social media.
And you'll have to
That
be
would be good
Yeah.
30 plus because they haven't done cursive writing in Australian for a long time, Kelly.
I don't know what's up on education.
They don't know
you
how to
what I
write
mean.
letters.
Geraldine.
It's
That's
the truth,
taking
they work
it
in
too
education.
far. Come on.
She's a real-
They
That's
don't
such a
write
shame.
letters because they can't.
But they
because
know how to. They surely know how
No,
to
they
write
can't
still.
join letters
It's,
like
you know, it's so important to write.
No.
You're
Imagine
talking about
going-
slowing
You're
down.
saying that in another 20 years it's going to be
Yeah,
another lost
There'll
start.
be no letter writing.
That'll be,
It's not.
but,
It'll be
but even
emails,
just the,
yeah.
we don't know how to read or write Sanskrit today because 5,000 years ago, and how many people? There's something like 4 or 5 people that can
My dad
actually
did it.
write
Yeah.
and read Sanskrit.
I
Sanskrit.
know 2 of those people.
But so I'm talking about anyway. Moving on.
I know. Look, and that gets back to that whole thing. Of,
Possibly physical handwriting
it would be nice.
will be a lost art form in another 50 years.
Look, I invest.
It already just about
I
is.
invest a
No,
lot.
but I'm talking about where people don't even know how to read it. I'm talking about, can
Yeah.
you read Sanskrit? I can't.
No.
But it's
Apparently, the AI can. They can read anything.
that's not quite the same thing.
No.
Carl.
Are you gonna have? Are you gonna have? Can you have a
It probably
pause for a
is.
second? We'll do this.
You can do. You can. You can do 60-second thingies. That's legal. So they're the lightning things. The lightning things. What's it called?
Pure.
I don't know this song.
Pure.
Pure.
The lighting, yeah, pure, the lighting things. Are these people you know, or is this
I don't know
you?
them personally, obviously.
Is this what's running on pseudo?
It's one of the songs I really like. And it just takes me back to a more innocent
Is it?
me.
Are you in your secret place in this?
You're worried about being called a bitch. Give it up. I've lived with it for a while. It's okay after a while.
It's not that. I've got the hands going
I
all
want you to
over
repeat
me.
after me. I'm a bitch and it's okay.
I'm a bitch and it's okay. What I wanted to say.
Thank you. What I would like you to say is...
Okay, I'm about to say it. Bringing it into the flow of the situation. I suppose I'm wanting to bring the tone a little bit to more introspective.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about your body of work, which was I found wonderful, but to know you for so many years,
Yeah,
and
me
to actually get a little bit of insight into your process, because I've always admired Carl's work, but to get that backstory was great. And your work and your body of work, and I think Kelly and I both really valued what you've got to say.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
and you know what's been great for me,
because
I'm not really connected in Perth, so it's been really nice.
Okay.
Honey,
I don't feel like everyone here hates
we'll
me.
just have you as a regular guest.
Yeah.
With other
Carl's
people.
segment.
Always,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do that, but this needs.
So bringing it back to,
Yeah.
so I guess coming back to I suppose how we ground ourselves, we've talked about some pretty heavy things actually today, and probably heavier than I thought we were going to get. But yeah, I'm just interested in how you ground yourself, or what sort of processes you do to get yourself sane and more in the moment, and I guess just ground yourself. What are you finding? It might be painting, it might be music, or what's your sort of process that keeps you
It's not that
grounded?
painting isn't relaxing. I love painting and it's very calming, but it's also tied to when it wants to come to me as well.
Yeah, so
like
you're
I
not
said-
forcing it. It's
Yeah, I don't, at this stage in my life, I don't like to
You're not
force it.
pushing it.
I want to really enjoy it when I do it, and I've been doing it for so long now. I don't feel like I have to prove anything. That helps. I think not trying to prove things to yourself or the world is very relaxing and grounding.
Yeah.
It's about attitude. I think I have a primary care responsibility for one of my parents, and that means that I have to prioritise somebody else a lot of the time,
Yeah.
and at the same time finding space to be me. But knowing I have responsibilities is very grounding, as opposed to when I was just career focused. And
Centre of your own world.
yeah, centre of my own world. So while it's been difficult in some ways, it's very grounding and very good for me to have that connection with my family in a way that I have responsibilities.
Which is a good perspective, because you can feel whatever worn down, or I'm sure that it can be wearing being a carer of a family member.
Yeah,
It's
look,
very-
as you've gathered by now, some of
personal.
my ideas are really out there. Real. And I can't actually sometimes do that at the same time, but I've really learned to value the cooking and the cleaning that I do.
Yeah.
The chores that I do around the house
The
in my
household, yeah.
carer role, and running them around things, and
It's funny, isn't it? How
the
that stuff
grocery
can be grounded.
cooking, the grocery shopping, the cooking.
The normal stuff.
The cost of living has even been good because I have to learn how to be more economical with what I've got in terms of what I want to get involved with. Grounding, cleaning your life out and getting people who just hang around you. Because I am someone who kind of churns ideas, sometimes I've had a lot of people who just wanted me to entertain them or give them ideas without paying me. And I told them all goodbye a couple of years ago. And the invitations just stopped coming.
Yeah.
And it's been quiet for a while, and now gradually new people have come into my life, and they see me and they hear me, and it's reciprocal. Everything is reciprocal.
Yeah.
They just don't want to take from me, and I don't want to take anything from them. It's not even transactional. It's just a really natural kind of. I really like you. I like your values, and I think I'm better at accepting real love and real friendship as opposed to the fake stuff, which we're all really good at. Sometimes it's just easier to do. And then you realise they're never really your friends. And I've been thrown under the bus a lot with the kind of opinions that I have. I'm so used to being thrown under the bus. I don't have a resilience problem about that.
Yeah.
I don't have a fear about being thrown under the bus.
Maybe as an artist that you as a writer, artist, to a certain point it's not going to be for everyone. So you're used to rejection to a certain point.
I had nearly
Obviously,
4 decades. If I'm not used to it by now, I'm bloody stupid, right? I'm trying to think of the different grounding things. Look, I played some music to you. I really love going out with my headphones and going for a walk. We've all got, as we get older, we've got issues we've got to maintain, and exercise is a really important part of that. Zoning out. I like to read. I read a lot of different books, but I also read for pleasure. Yeah, I think...
Which is something that doesn't really happen that much anymore, does it? Reading for pleasure.
The weird thing is I read non-fiction for pleasure.
Yeah.
Not just, I go through periods and then it's like fiction, non-fiction.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
I get guilty. It's not a guilty pleasure. I love non-fiction.
Yeah, and you've been saying I've been published a lot lately. I didn't intend to. So I just started writing to get stuff off my chest, not thinking anyone would publish it, to be quite honest. And the next thing, I've been non-stop published since like September. It's ridiculous. Australia, which normally doesn't like me, and so that's been a real.
But maybe
how do I deal with
40
that?
years has been preparation for this time, this moment in their life.
I'm not depending on it. I'm not.
No, but that's the
depend on it.
point. But that's the point. When you let go and you don't depend on it, you're just doing it totally from the heart space. It lives into its own space.
Well, people seem to connect with it.
That is what Beyond Survival is.
Yeah, I think if you just, as you said, grounding. I write because it's grounding, and I go, I wonder if anyone wants this. I'll send it to so and so, and go, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, getting a good strike rate.
At the moment, it's ridiculously good. I know people who do this for a living, and they're going, you've got a really good rate at the moment, and I'm not even trying.
I'm just saying you should be on Substack because it's a paid subscription.
It's just too much, all this
you could
social media
just
stuff.
repost the same articles you're already writing, love.
Maybe one day we'll get together and you can talk me through.
Just send it to me and I'll send them count for you.
But like I said, it's actually very grounding for me I'm involved in my family. And have that care responsibility. I don't see it as a burden. I think I was very confused when I had to leave my career and all of that and move from Victoria back to WA, and that was very disruptive, and it took me, it triggered a lot of stuff in me, to be quite honest. I wasn't grounded at all, because I'd grounded myself in my job and my identity and my art completely, and I'm not even that I don't even over-depend on my art anymore. I love it. But there's no way I'm going to build my whole identity around it. It's not healthy.
And you've stepped back and things, exactly as Kelly has put it, things have grown into that space that you've stepped back from. And
it takes a few years if you're doing things for other.
It didn't happen overnight.
I'm seeing things in some members of my family, like I wanted to give them time and not have to deal with certain things, so taking on responsibility for that. And when you start to see benefits, they are developing in a great way. And you don't see what you've done. It's not actually a sacrifice, it was my choice. Because when I see how everything is functioning better in the family, then it's worth it. And I've grown better from that too. And I'm a better member of the family, and I can... So when you say grounding, it's letting go of old traumas. It's been, I know Kelly talks about that a lot. That's been very grounding. When you say grounding, I would probably say the last 4 years especially. I dealt with a lot of trauma, and I had great people I call them like guides, to help guide me through that. And I was able to let go of things, to realise certain things that happened to me weren't my fault at all, but I carried them for 22 years. And I can't tell you, I don't think there's a day I get up in the morning now where I don't go, I don't have that heavy, I don't have a heavy monster on my chest or on my head anymore. And it's just amazing. Things will happen to you. Things happen to us, but they don't have to be us.
Exactly. But they also happen to us to make us, they happen to us because we have the ability to fight it and get over it and be stronger for it, even though we may not realise it at the time.
Perhaps some preparation with it.
If you can live into the heart of your trauma, then you will not attract the trauma again. It's not the trauma keeps coming. Because it's like a magnet.
It does.
Until you live into the heart of that trauma. You really have to understand the heart of the trauma, I believe. Before you can transcend it, so to speak. That particular story, there's always more stories, but that particular story, if you're holding on to it, don't do that. I really believe,
and I understand why people do. I completely understand.
Of course, we all do it.
Really, I almost think of it as, I don't know whether it's luck or whatever. For whatever reason, I just managed to get the kind of mentor and guidance that in the last few years, and I can really feel the difference. And I think people who meet me go, you just seem calmer now. And I go, do I? Because I'm really pissed off. I've got to get to the shops and But even then, even separate to that, you just seem a bit, something a little
settled.
bit. Like I just feel that I'm okay. I'm okay for who I am.
Well,
I'm not perfect. I'm not this. I'm not that.
Nobody is.
I got nothing to apologise for to inhabit this space.
I'm asking that question because I'm realising, even for myself, how pattern making and our rituals, they're, I don't know, they seem to be more significant in trying times. And that's why
Yes.
I'm asking you what your sort of process is.
I make hats.
And you make great
I am
hats.
obsessed with making hats, and I have different patterns for hats.
Oh, yes.
I got a sewing machine. I did this
These
for.
are amazing. Yeah, they're practical hats. Really.
Yeah, look, part of what
Patterns
came out of
and-
some therapy I did was to put my trauma aside, and what came out of that is, yeah, it looked like I was having a good time, but I'd say for 22 years I wasn't, and now I really want to. I feel like I lost a lot of my good times in my life, and it was taken away from me, and now I want to have some fun, and I dress a bit. I mean, not,
Look,
today I'm a bit laid
background,
back,
it says
but
love, 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 love.
so I did that kind of weird drag performance thing for this article, and that was wild
Liberating,
fun for me. It
yes.
was really liberating.
Yeah.
I was really going
Performance,
further in
yeah.
my performance than I'd realised I could before. I think I'm having some great. I got a great maker now who's making some of the clothes, design my own clothes.
Mhm.
They're all a bit colourful and out there. I don't really care what
Did you-
people think.
The shirt that you...
Yeah, what I
you-
wore last time, that
you-
was. I
was
had
designed.
that made
That was
for
beautiful,
myself.
the
Yeah,
fabric and
yeah. I've got some
art
really
and
amazing new
everything.
stuff. I'm having at the moment. I had this really old kind of secondhand Versace top summer suit jacket, and I've got this wonderful woman who does that for me. I said, chop the sleeves off.
Yeah.
And this, I want that, and then I want really wide pants. I'm nearly 60. Should I be doing that? Shouldn't I act my age?
should.
I don't really care.
No.
Go stuff it. Because I enjoy it, and I don't have to have somewhere to go. So it's just kind of doing stuff for me and having fun and taking an interest in fashion again. Oh, I shouldn't show that, it's not very serious. Screw that. It's fun.
I'm inviting Carl to stitch and bitch.
He gets an invite before I do. That's so unfair.
So I'm really finding getting back into fashion. It's been really fun.
Yeah, good.
And I think that's what we're talking about, the headshots. You said it's very performance. I think because I'm really happy to perform in a fashion sense now, which I think I had such heavy jobs, I thought I should really play that down.
No.
Now I don't. Now I think, you know what, I can dress crazy and I can hold serious thoughts in my head. I can be really empathetic and I can stand up for myself and tell you to get off my face. So I can do all those at the same time. I don't have to choose one identity
Simultaneously,
over another,
yes.
just so other people are more comfortable. If you're not comfortable, there's a door there. Bye.
You're a creative.
Yeah, that's me.
Brilliant. I'm glad I asked the question.
You're such a good interviewer.
I had my producer and my
Yes.
co-host,
We'll wrap this
Gizmo,
up.
everybody
We're going to take
joining.
you to the park.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
you want to come to the park with us?
No, I should go. I've got a few
okay.
things.
Yeah,
I've got to
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
We are, yes.
I feel like
So
I'm
welcome
way
to
too-
Beyond Survival.
First, laugh ferociously.
Yes.
Every moment you get a chance to laugh,
Obviously.
because
Yes.
it brings those endorphins into the body. It makes you feel better, and it is helpful.
It
I
is.
know
You know
from
what?
personal experience,
Anyone-
laughter is the best medicine.
Anyone who's been watching this probably can say this quicker and better than what we can by now. So, what's next, everybody?
What are you saying, Jordan?
No,
You
they
say
probably
what I
know the
can't say.
mantra. What's the mantra?
And then the next thing is, of course, love ferociously, as always. Love, love, love.
Oh, actually, they
Love,
can't
love,
see
love,
it
love,
on
love.
the screen now.
Even more love, look. There's even little love hearts
I
now.
know. Where's this?
I
come
have no
from?
idea. It's just a
random.
AI random thing. Anyway, and then of course, finally, the most important thing I still believe is don't forget to breathe.
Breathe
Proper yoga
deeply.
breath, not this shallow breath.
Deep
Yep.
belly breath.
And that's it. And that's over and out.
And I'm going to put another one out there. Gratitude.
Oh, yeah,
and grateful.
gratitude,
Thank
gratitude.
you, Carl, for joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you,
asking me
Kathy.
again. Gosh.
Yeah, no, God, I would just have you here all the time if
Oh,
I
I think
could.
your viewers are going to be very tired of me.
No, never. The
Well-
next one, we've got to get Stuart on board,
I'd love to hear.
and
what
let's
you
have
say.
a
Yeah.
proper kitchen table conversation. I'll get 4 or 5 cameras going so that we're getting different angles, so we don't have to think, we don't have to interrupt, we can just
Bring
do it
a
as if the cameras were not there.
genuine Space for a community
that'd be good.
emergency kit.
So it's none of it's performative then. Carl.
Love that. Yeah. Really good.